Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn from Tranquil Mentor, and welcome to our channel. With the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 releasing soon, we wanted to recreate drink props from the popular Zombies mode. Here are the perk drinks we'll be making. Jugger-Nogs, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, Double Tap Root Beer, Stamin Up, and Dead Shot Daquiri. To make our sticker labels waterproof, we use the Cricut Printable Waterproof sticker set. The sheets are 8.5 by 11 inches and can be put through the inkjet printer. In the package, you get 6 sheets of the sticker vinyl type paper and 6 laminate sheets that go over the sheets after you print them out. And you have to be careful when you're purchasing the Cricut packet, because what I first did was I got translucent or transparent, and that didn't work. So if you read on the back, you'll see that it does say letter sheets printable vinyl white, and it's not on the front of the cover or anything. I was just very careful when I ordered it from Amazon. And oftentimes you can get them for half. You can get the sticker pack for half price. You just have to shop around a little bit on Amazon. And here's what the laminate sheets look like. And there's a little tab at the top, and here's the vinyl, and it's very matte, and then the back has this grid on it, and it's pretty shiny. Now what you'll do is, it depends on your printer. My printer, it's going to go through where I have to have the grid up, and it's going to roll through, and other printers can be different. You just have to check and see. And then here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I've gone ahead and made my labels, and I will link the artist below. Now my paper, my last job was 8.5 by 14. I'm going to be using the 8.5 by 11 setting, and then we're going to make sure everything is attached and flattened, and we're going to click Make, and then it will, I had a little problem here where I had to switch over to USB because my Bluetooth decided to stop working. So this is where you'll see I had to stop the video and attach my USB cord. And now everything seems to be working well. And you can see where it's switched over from Bluetooth to USB. I know it doesn't look like it because there's that red circle there, but it is hooked up to USB now. I have found with this sticker set through trial and error that if you do the heavy cardstock, 100 pound, 270 GSM, that it will cut all the way through. I left it on default pressure, didn't have to change the pressure or anything, but like as I said, through trial and error, I did find out that that setting will cut them all the way through with 2 passes, but you don't have to change the passes, you just use cardstock. And then here is the sheet, the vinyl sheet printed out, and I'm pointing to this triangle, which shows you how to line up your paper, your vinyl. And this arrow here shows you that that's the part that faces towards the top. And then I have this from Temu, and it has a little velvety edge so that it won't scratch the laminate. And then they give you this really convenient tab here. And then that tab on the back is sticky. So what you do is you take that tab piece and you line it up, and it really helps get a nice line up there. When I was looking at this whole procedure, I thought, wow, this is really going to be tough, and to get this lined up. But if you just take it a little bit at a time, you start out with the tab, and then you just take it a little at a time, flipping it back and forth. I start this out with just smoothing it over with my hand right here, but you can start right away with the soft scraper. And if you don't have a scraper with a soft end, you can always put a piece of microcloth or fabric. I don't know if you would call it microcloth, but just something that you can wrap over it. And that way it won't scratch. And just little by little, I have the camera sped up here, but little by little, take your time and just every little area. Just tried to take that scraper and go through and just line it all up. And you want to make sure, very important, that you don't cut off the registration marks, those black marks in the corner, because that's how the Cricut's going to see where the labels are. And in this process too, if you didn't want to do the print then cut for the labels, you could always stop here and cut them out with a scissor or something, or any kind of circle that you would have, like a circle cutter, and that has to be in that size. I decided to work on this print then cut, and then I'm lining it up, and you can see I have the little arrow in that corner, and that lets us know, helps us to know, and that's new to me. I logged on to Design Space and I hadn't seen that before. So it is something new to help us be able to know where to put the vinyl on our Cricut mat. And then I'm just taking that soft scraper, and this is a 3D print, I believe, from Thingiverse, and I'll link that below, but I don't have a Cricut roller, so I use that. I 3D printed that. And then here we are at our Cricut cutter, and we're lining up the mat, and we have everything in place. That little arrow facing up towards the left at the top of our machine. We're going to click our button here. And now Cricut's going to be reading those black registration marks. And first it will size the paper. It wants to see the size of the paper. And then it will go through and it will look. There's a light that I didn't capture it too well, but there's a little light. And it's going across and it's looking at these registration marks. And it uses the registration marks to know where to make the cut. And then it's going to go through to the other side. So that gives it a good idea where everything is, as long as everything's lined up properly. And then I also calibrate my machine before when I do any print then cut, because sometimes it doesn't always come out right and it is off a little bit, but I always have extra material. And then here it has seen the shapes and it's going to go through and do the cut. And then now we're all set. I'm going to take a look closer. I'm going to zoom in and show you that this is what the cut looks like. So it cut out, it completed the cutout on everything. Now we leave it in the machine till we do this test. We want to go through and make sure that everything is cut all the way through. And that heavy cardstock setting really did the job. See, and you can see, you just lift it a little bit and you can see that the cut is complete. And then we'll take our mat out, and they're just nice and shiny. They're looking good. And then because we have that deep cut there, we didn't do kiss cut, because we did that deep cut, we've got our stickers here. Now, what I noticed about this right away was print then cut was off a little bit. And it's not the sticker packet, it's the print then cut. And sometimes print then cut doesn't always do the job the right way. So I'll take these two, the Stamin Up and the Jugger-Nog, but I am going to put these in a second print then cut, and I'm going to put them on the left side and see if we get any changes there. But I have enough extra sheets where I can, I guess you would say, sample it out and see, learn with those sheets. And these are just, I'm showing you the bottle. They're going to go on the bottleneck. And I used a template from Etsy for those, for beer bottles. And then I just made my own design in there. And these Jones bottles, and of course everybody drank the soda out of them, but these Jones bottles, you can get these from Dollar Tree, and they're $1.25 a piece. And I'm taking my heat gun because I find, and heat gun is called Heated Craft Tool, and it's 1,000 years old. I've had it forever, but I don't have the sound on for it because it's not real loud, but it's just loud enough. And the glue is over in this area here, and I'm trying to concentrate on that glue area. There's one glue spot, and the only way I know that is because I looked through the bottle and I also have used them before. So right here, you'll see this is the sticky glue, and when you get that melted a little, it makes the label come off so much easier without all the extra paper. You'll just have the adhesive left. And there you have it. I've got little ant crawling through the mat there. Sorry about that. And our top, I'm showing you that the top is twist off. And here I'm taking just alcohol and taking a Q-tip with it. I have 90%, but this is, I use 90% for resin printing, but this is 90% alcohol. You can use regular 70% too, and that will take that printing off. And then for the rest of the label, you can do Goo Gone. You can also get Goo Gone at Dollar Tree too in a little bottle. They don't always have it, but I use it quite a bit in crafting, so I have a larger bottle. And then I'm just going to get that cleaned up, and there's the alcohol that I use from Dollar General. And then now to get that Goo Gone off, because it's very oily, I'm going to use a paper towel with the alcohol. And here's some paints that I used. I just spray painted the caps. I believe that there was a red one and a white one also, but these are the Rust-Oleum paint that I used. And my ingredient that I put in that had bubbles in it was that Equate hand sanitizer. And it just had the right consistency and bubbles, and it was thick, and then also it can be at a later time it can be removed and a new product can be put into it. Now I'm using this alcohol ink because I feel that that is alcohol with alcohol, because the hand sanitizer, and I just feel that you will get a better mixture with the alcohol ink in the hand sanitizer. And I've got that on Amazon, so I will link that below. And we're just going to get this. It's a good idea to wear gloves, but I mix this. Now you'll see that I do have some in the bottle, and I ended up pouring it out because it was just really messy trying to get everything, get the dye in and get the color I wanted. So I used this measuring cup, and then I just have an old spoon that I'm using, and I put the ink in, and I have a really good idea of what the color looks like, and I can add more, and I just have a wider space to work in. I tried to put the dye in the top of the bottle with the hand sanitizer, and it just wouldn't mix very well. So now I have taken that out. I used a funnel, a very big funnel, and I funneled the Equate with the dye mixture back in. And I like that red color. That will be for our Jugger-Nog, but you can always darken it, lighten it, whatever you want. And I've got this, that's another 3D print file that I'll link below too. It's my little tumbler holder, and I thought this would be good to be able to put the label on. And you'll see here on these Jones bottles that there is a ridge here where the label was and a ridge there. So we want to use that top ridge there to get the label up pretty high, and it does fit nicely in between there. And there we go. Just very nicely fits. It's a good shape, nice shaped circle there. And then we're just going to press that on and make sure it's secure. And it is certainly waterproof. And I'm really glad that I had used this Cricut sticker pack, because I've tried so many different things, and I feel that this was a good purchase and a good product to use. The print and cut was a little bit off, and I did get it straightened out by just repeating and making 2 more, and it did cut them out very well the next time. And then here is our label, our bottleneck label, and I'm just centering that and lining it up. And I do have alcohol. I cleaned the bottleneck with some alcohol so I could get really good adhesion. And I'm just taking my time here, going through and making sure that that's centered and that it's where I want it. And then I have a couple pieces of tin foil over the top and some rubber bands and saran wrap and everything so it doesn't leak out while I'm working on it. Now with the cellophane, this ring, I have to explain this to you. We use these pucks, these light pucks, to light up the bottles from Dollar Tree. And some, Dollar Tree, some of the products are off a little bit. Some work better than others. But some of the bottles were too heavy and they were shutting off the light. Other bottles were fine. So I found this idea here, and John did take 2 bread tabs, or the little bread ties. I think they're tabs really. And he took 2 and put them on each side of the bottle, and that was the thickness to be able to not have the bottle shut off the light on the puck. So we went through, got our calipers out and did some measurements, and we made a little 3D print file, and that's how the ring came about. And then here's the cellophane. I ordered that from Amazon, and the cellophane, what I'm going to use is a filter, so to speak, for some of the bottom of the bottles, depending upon the weight of them and how they either shut off the light. Mainly it depends on the quality of the puck. And not all the pucks were good, but I bought all of them from Dollar Tree. And what will happen is that each one will just have to be looked at differently. So now on this bottle, I decided to put some cellophane on the bottom of the bottle, and then I also put cellophane in that little 3D print circle. So each one I just looked at in a different way, and to get the effect that I wanted, I improvised and changed what I was doing. Either I put cellophane on the bottom of the bottle, some of them I didn't have to put cellophane on, and some of them, and this is Mod Podged on, and some of them didn't need anything basically, and some of them needed cellophane on the bottom, cellophane in the little filter that we made, the little ring. And I just went one at a time to look at it and get the effect that I wanted. And you'll see that later too at the end when I show you how the bottles look all together. And then I'm going to let that dry. It's still very wet here, but I end up letting that dry overnight. And then I had to make a little cut into there because of the convex shape on the bottom of the bottles, they weren't staying, the cellophane just wasn't staying on. So I made a slit in there. Now, I did the rest of the bottles, finished everything up, mixed all the colors, and here I have some food coloring because I'm using water for the Dead Shot daiquiri. So I've got some black vegetable dye or food coloring, and I'm going to put black into the water. This is just a bottle of tap water for our Dead Shot daiquiri, and then I'm going to put a paper towel over so it doesn't splash all over, and I'm going to keep adding black until I get the color that I want, the deepness of the color. And we'll add, and it's a good idea too to work with gloves with anything, because once you get this on your hands, it's really a pain to get it off. So I tried to work with gloves as much as I could. Now I take vegetable glycerin because it refracts the light pretty well, and it will also suspend some of this mica powder. And this is from Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack. I think it's 3 or 4 colors in a pack for $1.25. So I'm going to take some of that and put that in. And then I'll get these gloves back on, and then our paper towel, and we'll shake this up. And I'm just showing you the effect that you get. And look at that. It's just spooky and creepy, and it does look like a Dead Shot daiquiri. Perfect. I love the way that came out. And we'll give it another little shake here, but that's water, glycerin, and food coloring, and mica powder, silver mica powder. But there's so many different ways that you can do this. So many different ideas, so many different colors you can choose, and different additives. And here we have it. These are the finished bottles, and I just absolutely love the way that they came out. We'll come in here a little bit, and I'm just showing you that the bottoms have to have some filter on it, like the cellophane, but not everyone. The Quick Revive didn't have to have anything on it, any little filter or cellophane or anything, and the bottle didn't have to be filtered. So every one of them is different, and you just have to take a look. The Jugger-Nog, that had to have the bottom glued with cellophane, and it has a little, that ring had a little filter on it with cellophane. So some of them are double. The Stamin Up is double, and the Jugger-Nog is double as far as the cellophane goes. And then you'll see the pucks from Dollar Tree that we used. Each one had a certain weight that, and it does depend on the puck actually. It depends a lot on the quality of the puck, and some of them jam a little and some of them are just shut off very easily, but that's just Dollar Tree stuff. So now here it is in the dark, and it's all the lights are off, and it just creates such an awesome atmosphere. We used about 84 ounces of Equate hand sanitizer. The Equate hand sanitizer is from Walmart, and it gives the appearance of bubbles and refracts the light. We purchased a 60-ounce bottle and a 24-ounce bottle of sanitizer for the entire project. We looked into clear candle wax because it has a lot of bubbles, but it was a little bit out of our budget. Let us know in the comments if you have any ideas that would give the appearance of bubbles and that would light up like these. We've been seeing these PERK drinks all over the internet, and if you didn't want to buy them, you can just DIY them for yourself, or they would be a perfect gift for a gamer. You can display them on a shelf or in an office. We have seen them in display cases with rotating bases. The sky is the limit. Some of the LED bases we've seen around are round wooden bases with USB powered smart LED lights recessed down inside them, and you can change the color of the light. With the USB plug, you can group them together and have them turn on and off, so you don't have to pick up each bottle and turn each one on and off. There are so many different ways to get light to the bottom of the bottles. Take a look and see what you can find. Here is Jugger-Nog, and you can see on the puck that I had the ring and then I had the cellophane glued onto the base also. Here is our Quick Revive, and you can see that there's no ring or filter on that puck behind it, so you didn't need it for that. And the Speed Cola, it did need a ring, but it just didn't need any filtration or any cellophane. I love the way it came out. And Double Tap Root Beer did have a ring, and it was dark enough to where it didn't have to have any cellophane on it. And then Stamin Up, what we did here is you can see in the puck there that there's a double cellophane pieces on the ring and glued onto the ring with Mod Podge. And here is our Deadshot Daiquiri. Absolutely awesome. And then you just have to hold the cap, because the caps are twist off, but I put them back on and I spray painted them. But here is what Deadshot Daiquiri looks like, and it's not going to be suspended all the time like this. So when you look at it, you're going to have to take it and turn it over, and the mica powder settles to the bottom, but after you shake it up, this is the effect that you get. I mean, that really looks like death and creepy, and I just love the way that that came out. Totally awesome. If you make some Call of Duty drink props, share the inspiration and tag us on Instagram at Tranquil_Mentor, or visit us on Facebook at Tranquil Mentor. If you're already one of our subscribers, welcome back and thanks for watching our video today. And if you're not a subscriber, welcome to our channel. And if you would be so kind to subscribe and like our video, it helps YouTube notice us a little bit more, and it supports our channel and helps us to grow. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.